He loves me. It was late evening when Suki burst into her Nanima's room in floods of tears. She buried her head in Nanima's soft white lap, vast as the billowy oceans, and cried and cried and cried till Nanima's sari was drenched with her tears. There would be no sense out of her until she'd expiated all this excess of emotion, the old lady knew. So she made herself wait patiently for the storm to pass. This was the second time in as many days that Suki had sobbed her heart out to her. Suki had phoned her early the previous morning and said she needed to consult her. She'd come for breakfast, and Nanima made her favorite gobi paranthis, plump and golden from the tawa, glistening with good desi ghee. They were served directly onto her plate, topped with a generous blob of melting white butter. A large stainless steel bowl of thick yogurt sat invitingly on the table, and a smaller one of gajar and shalgam ka achar, its aroma filling the air with its sharp spiciness. Suki had taken one look at the generous table and burst into tears. That was not her usual response to her favorite meal, but Nanima had just patted her back in a very businesslike manner. "Let us eat first, my dear, and then we will talk, okay? Life will seem better when you have some of my lovely paranthis inside you. Now, we must eat while the food is hot. It's never the same after it has cooled. So there's no time to waste. Start right away." Suki had obediently sniffed away the tears and piled the yogurt and pickles onto her plate, acknowledging the truth of her grandmother's wise words. "Thank you, Nanima, for loving me so much. You're the only one." She choked out the words between mouthfuls of steaming paranthis. When the food had all slipped down her eager young throat, washed down by a generous glassful of creamy lassi, and the kind of peace restored that is only possible on a full belly, Nanima had encouraged her. "Tell me, batao, what is the problem?" The tears had welled up in Suki's expressive eyes again. "I have to speak to Papa, and I'm scared. He never listens to me, only scolds, and this is the most important thing in my life." "Why should you be scared to speak to your own Papa?" Nanima had asked her. "He worries about you all the time. I should know, na, because he's always consulting me. But like most men, he doesn't know how to express his love." She ignored Suki's snort of disbelief. "I tell you, it's true. If he hated everything that reminded him of your mama, my sweet Pinky, then why would he still be so good to me? Bata sakti ho? No, na? Now my Pinky has gone. We all have to accept it. To kya kare? You to hardly remember her anymore. Can anybody miss her more than I do? Only your Papa. Which is why he is so crazy to protect you. Samjhi, foolish girl." "He is only crazy," Suki burst out, and Nanima scolded her. We must never be disrespectful, bachche. Ab sunao, what is your new problem with your Papa?" "I want to get married, and the man works in his office, so he's bound to say no, ki he doesn't make enough money, so how can you marry him?" "He doesn't care at all about my happiness, Nanima. Only thinks about making money all the time. He comes home late from work and buries his nose in his stupid phone, or he watches the bore news and faltu business channels on TV. But for me, I must always go to every exhibition, play, music concert, learn singing, dancing, flower arrangement, play tennis, whether I like it or not. You're young, he says. You must gain exposure. As you get older, you will start to know your own mind and then you can choose. Am I a baby still?" He questions me strictly about everything. I'm never allowed to have any fun, not even in college. While I must do everything he wants me to do, I'm not allowed to do anything I want to do. Come straight home. This is not safe. That is not safe. How can I make you understand? I want to escape from this torture and get married and live freely and happily in my own home. His name is Rajinder. He works in Papa's office and I know he loves me from the way he looks at me. I'm not a baby, Nanima. I'm 16. I know when a man is interested in me. Many have been, do you know? But this is the only one I am interested in too. He must be clever if he works for Papa, because we all know that Papa doesn't tolerate fools. So what if he has less money now? We will work hard and grow together. You always say that Mama was lucky for Papa since he didn't have much money when they got married but made it only after. I will be lucky for Rajinder too. You just see, because I love him and he loves me. Nanima had bitten back the angry scolding that rose to her lips. This nonsense just proved the immaturity of the silly child. But she needed to keep a channel of communication open with her. Tell me about this Rajinder, she said peacefully. Suki became all gooey-eyed and melting. He is wonderful, Nanima, so handsome, such lovely wavy hair and light eyes and so tall and broad-shouldered. He works in the accounts department, I think, so he must be clever also. Though he's not rich, to kya? We will live simply. My heart goes dhak 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 when he's nearby. This is true love, I know it. Nanima shook her head. You're just a baby, Suki. Hair and eyes are not any kind of a reason to get married. And dhak dhak is no indicator of anything. And can you please explain to me how you will live simply when you cannot even cook the most basic meal? What are you going to live on? His broad shoulders? Huh? These are basic life skills. Or inka to koi idea nahi. Besides, you have to be at least 18 for your marriage to be legal. Don't talk like Papa, please, Nanima. Legal, shegal, say I'm not bothered. Who will know? Just say I'm 18, na? Over. Good thing I spoke to you. Now I have all my answers ready. You and Papa may not want to marry his eyes and his hair, but I do, and that's all that matters. Papa has brought me up so strictly that I'm sure I can manage with whatever Rajinder earns. I learn how to cook. What's the big deal? Oh, you can send khana for us in a big tiffin carrier. And Papa can always increase his salary if he wants me to be more comfortable. Plus, I'm clever and doing well in my studies. In a few years, I'll get a good job too. So now there are no arguments left. With this peremptory summing up, Suki kissed her grandmother and left, ready and willing to beard the lion in his den. She wouldn't listen to reason. Plus, she didn't have the time, she said, or she'd be late for college. She'd taken an appointment to meet her Papa the next evening at his office. Wish me luck, she commanded, breezing out happily with her backpack on her shoulder. Nanima considered phoning her son-in-law and warning him, but then she decided against it. Let them muddle through, she thought. That's what families are about. And now, here she was again in floods of tears. Her Papa must have quite rightly sent her off with a stiff no, and the shudders indicated that all her romantic dreams were shattered. Suki finally settled into a gentle whimper and allowed herself to be comforted by Nanima's caresses. So your Papa said no, she asked gently. Suki nodded tearfully. He was bound to, my child. You are underage. My darling, I have to admit even I thought it was the silliest possible idea. What kind of a basis for marriage is dhak 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 dhak? Nanima scolded her. Wavy hair and light eyes, I believe. So now, you better concentrate on your studies. And if you want to learn how to live economically, you can come here regularly and pay more attention to your cooking classes. And don't be upset with your Papa. Suki jumped out of her lap and grabbed Nanima's soft, squishy face in her two fierce hands. I am not upset with him, don't you understand? I love him, I love him, I love him. He's the kindest papa in the whole world. She giggled into Nanima's dazed eyes. He said no, as we all expected, and I got very angry and gave him all the points we practiced together, and I told him I'm not bothered about legal shiggle. I asked him what he had against Rajinder. Was it just because he worked in his office and didn't have enough money? You won't believe, Nanima. He took me to the sofa in his room and made me sit beside him. He said he was very hurt that I thought he would say no to any person just because of money. He would have said yes to Rajinder if he thought he would make me happy. For my happiness was the most important thing in the world for him. Can you believe that, Nanima? He has never, ever said that to me. I didn't know. Then he explained that he was saying no to Rajinder because he knew his limitations. I was much smarter than him, Papa said, and would soon find that his wavy hair, which he himself was evidently so proud of, was not enough to sustain a marriage. He said he wanted me to marry a man who will love and cherish me, value me for what I am, Nanima. And for the first time, I really felt Papa's love for me. So I'm very, very happy, Nanima. These are tears of joy. I don't know how you could let me say all those cruel things about Papa. It was very naughty of you. But I won't be saying them anymore. I really don't know Rajinder at all. And if Papa says he's unsuitable, then he must be. For Papa wants what's best for me. Now I must get on with my studies, as I have no interest in learning any of your cooking shooking. So give me some of your special methi matris and I'm off. Bye, Nanima. And remember, Papa is a very kind man and he loves me super very much. La 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 la.